Okay, so have you ever been in like an English conversation and you just knew your grammar was spot on, your words were correct,
Hmm.
but when it was over, something felt, well, off, flat maybe?
Yeah, definitely.
Like the other person didn't quite get it, or they seemed a bit put off. You used all the right words, but the connection just wasn't there.
That feeling, that disconnect, that's exactly what we're digging into today.
Yeah.
Because, real fluency, it goes way beyond just getting the grammar right. It's about emotional resonance.
Emotional resonance, okay.
Yeah, empathy, basically. It's like the bridge, the linguistic bridge that turns technically correct sentences into actual, human understanding.
Right.
And we're pulling from, communication psychology, some behavioral stuff today to give you a kind of shortcut. A shortcut to what we're calling emotional fluency.
Okay, emotional fluency, I like that.
Right.
So let's unpack this a bit. Our mission here isn't just like giving you a list of new words.
No, not at all.
It's about handing you language tools that genuinely show you care. We want to show you how to use specific, pretty powerful phrases that can really change how people respond to you.
Hmm. How to sound more human.
Exactly. How to express care, build actual bonds, using English.
And we're skipping the textbook theory, really. We're jumping straight into practical things you can use. Techniques for, say, validating someone's feelings, offering real support, and this is a big one.
Yeah.
How to disagree but do it respectfully, all while taking your English communication up a notch, making it more sophisticated, more effective.
Okay, let's do it. Section 1. Listening with more than your ears. It sounds simple, but we often focus so hard on planning our own next sentence, right?
Totally.
That we treat listening as just waiting our turn, taking in data. But empathetic listening, well, the research suggests it's a seriously underrated skill, a superpower almost.
It really is.
It means hearing not just the facts, the information, but the actual emotion that's sort of bubbling up under the surface of the words.
And what's really interesting there, I think, is our instinct. When someone tells us about a problem, our immediate human reaction is often to try and fix it.
Right. Offer solutions.
Exactly. Give advice, analyze it, tell them what to do next.
Yeah.
But that's the key difference we're talking about.
Yeah.
The difference between fixing and validating.
Okay, wait though. Isn't offering a solution? I mean, isn't that more helpful? I sometimes worry that just saying something like, oh, that must be hard, feels a bit empty if I don't follow up with advice right away.
That's a really common feeling, a valid concern. But here's the thing. When someone's upset or stressed, they're often not looking for a quick fix first. They're looking for acknowledgement, for someone to just get how they feel. If you jump straight into problem-solving mode, you can accidentally kind of dismiss how they're feeling right now.
Ah, okay, so you skip over the emotion bit.
Precisely. Validation basically says it's okay to feel what you're feeling. It's normal. It actually lowers the pressure, makes them feel heard first.
That difference, validating versus fixing, okay, that's huge. So linguistically then, how do we signal validation? What are the actual phrases that show we're like sensing their feelings without judging?
Yeah, good question. We often lean on certain structures like modal verbs, ways of showing inference. You're signaling, you're perceiving something, not demanding they confirm it.
Okay.
So you could try something like, it sounds like you're having a tough day, see? It sounds like it's an empathetic guess.
Gentle.
Right. Or a bit stronger, acknowledging their perspective maybe. I can completely see why you feel that way.
Okay, I like that one. I can see why.
And maybe the most direct, when someone shared a real struggle, that must have been really hard for you.
That must have been, that modal verb must, it signals like a strong inference. Based on what you said, I'm pretty sure this feeling is real and unavoidable. That's actually quite a sophisticated move linguistically.
Exactly right. And let's take that example from the sources, the test one. Someone says, ugh, I studied so hard for that test, but I still failed. They're clearly disappointed, right? Not asking for steady tips.
Right. But the fixing instinct jumps in immediately.
Yep. Oh, maybe you should try flashcards. Or did you get enough sleep beforehand?
Which, let's be honest, usually just makes the person feel defensive. Like you didn't even hear the part about them studying hard.
Exactly. But the empathetic response, the validating one is, oh no, wow, it sounds like you put a ton of effort into it. That must be really disappointing.
Ah, okay.
That's the aha moment.
Right.
That response doesn't fix the grade, obviously, but it does something much more important. It makes a person feel genuinely seen.
Seen, okay.
Recognized for their effort, for their frustration. And that feeling of being seen, that's the bedrock of connection.
That clicks. That makes a lot of sense. So, okay, once we've got validation down, hearing the emotion, the next step is, well, how we respond after that. Moving beyond just acknowledgement into active support, solidarity.
Right. And this is where we often stumble into what I call the I'm sorry trap.
The I'm sorry trap.
Okay. Someone shares bad news or a problem, and the default for so many people, learners and native speakers alike, is just, I'm sorry.
Which is polite, I suppose.
It is polite technically, but if that's all you say, it can feel distant. Like you're sorry about the situation, but you're not really in it with them. There's no active presence conveyed.
It's like the safe standard response, but it keeps an emotional distance. So the goal, based on the research, is to expand beyond that, show more commitment.
Exactly. We need phrases that pivot from that generic apology to showing active, dedicated presence. And here's a key insight. Empathy, at its core, is about being present. It's not about having the perfect magical answer.
Ah, okay.
You just need to show you're willing to stand with them in that moment.
So if I'm sorry on its own is too passive, what does active presence actually sound like in English?
Well, for solidarity, just showing you get the struggle, you can use things like, wow, that must be really tough. Simple, direct. And then the crucial offer of your time, your emotional availability. Look, I'm here for you if you need to talk. That signals you're ready to listen, to process with them.
Okay, that feels more engaged. But what if I actually do want to offer practical help? Not just listen, but genuinely make things easier for them. How do I do that without sounding, I don't know, pushy or like I'm taking over?
Yeah, good point. That involves shifting to more direct, but importantly, open-ended offers. Questions, usually.
Like,
Would you like some help with that? Or, is there anything I can do to make it easier? Notice their questions. They give the other person control, agency.
right, they can say yes or no.
Exactly.
Oh.
And a slightly softer version, one that puts the ball entirely in their court, is, let me know if there's a way I can support you. It shows you care, but doesn't put pressure on them to accept help right then and there.
Got it. So if we pull back a bit, these phrases, the ones for listening and the ones for practical help, what's the overall message they send?
The big picture message, the communication goal achieved, is simple but powerful. You're not alone in this. It shifts you from being just someone using the same language to being a real partner in the conversation. That deepens the relationship instantly.
Which leads us straight into maybe the trickiest area for language learners,
Yeah.
and maybe for everyone, actually.
Disagreement.
Empathetic disagreement, yeah. It's one thing to be empathetic when someone's down or when you agree, but how do you keep that empathy going when you see things totally differently? Most of us, I think, just jump to defending our own point.
It's definitely the advanced level, and honestly, handling this well shows incredible maturity and confidence in your English. It's not just about the words anymore. It's true emotional fluency. It takes real impulse control.
Okay.
Empathy, in this context, means recognizing the validity of the other person's perspective for them. You acknowledge their experience or their viewpoint has merit in their world, even if you strongly disagree with their conclusion.
So it's about respecting the person and their right to see it that way, even if you don't share the view itself.
Yeah.
Okay, but practically, when I feel strongly about something, how do I even start to disagree without making the other person just shut down?
Right. The absolute killer phrase you have to avoid, the structure that derails everything, is the classic concession followed by negation.
Meaning?
The dreaded, yes, but.
Ah, okay. Yes, but.
That little word but just cancels out everything positive you said before it.
Yeah.
Your listener hears the but and immediately braces for an argument. The yes feels insincere.
That's fascinating. Okay, so avoid yes, but. What do we use instead? We need phrases that kind of cushion the difference, acknowledge their point while keeping the door open.
Exactly. You need to frame your understanding first. Maybe start with, okay, I understand your point, and I also see it a bit differently based on, X or Y.
Acknowledging first, then adding your view with and.
Yes. Or you can use an invocation structure, which is very respectful. That's an interesting perspective. May I share how I see it? Asking permission like that really lowers defenses.
May I share? Okay, that's polite. But what if I feel like I'm being too soft? How do I make sure I still sound confident, not like wishy-washy when I use these phrases?
Confidence doesn't come from being aggressive. It comes from the clarity of your own view. Using empathetic language actually signals more confidence.
Yeah.
Because you're showing you don't need to attack to make your point.
Okay.
And if you feel the conversation is getting stuck on the disagreement itself, try redirecting to a shared goal. Look, we might be coming at this from different angles, but I think we both agree that the main goal here is finding the best solution.
Yes, that shifts the focus. Moves it from me versus you to us versus the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And finally, if you need to wrap up without total agreement, which happens all the time, you need a way to preserve the relationship. Something like, well, we might not see eye to eye on everything here, but I genuinely appreciate you sharing your perspective so honestly.
Keeps the bridge intact.
Absolutely. Because the real goal isn't winning the argument, it's understanding each other better, even in disagreement.
Wow, okay. That's a really powerful way to think about it. So, bringing this all together for you, the listener, what does this mean right now? We've talked about validation, support, disagreeing respectfully. It really feels like empathy in English is like a muscle. The more you consciously practice using these maybe slightly more complex phrases and approaches, the stronger your relational skills become, more sophisticated.
And that leads perfectly into a practical challenge for you. We really want you to try this out. Pick one specific empathetic phrase we talked about today. Maybe it's, I can see why you feel that way, or perhaps, may I share how I see it differently?
Just one.
Just one to start. And use it intentionally every single day this week. And then, just notice. Pay close attention to how the other person responds.
I bet you'll notice a difference. The conversation might feel warmer, maybe deeper, certainly more natural than just sticking to the standard grammatically safe responses.
Absolutely, because think about it. When you make someone truly feel understood, you're not just improving your English, you're actually improving your relationships.
Yeah.
Empathy is what turns just speaking English into really connecting in English. And honestly, the most fluent speakers, they're the ones who speak with heart.
That's the bottom line, isn't it? Speak with heart. So, if fluency really is about connection, here's a final thought to chew on.
Okay.
Think about your next important meeting, maybe a high-stakes presentation. If you normally just focus purely on the facts, the data, the results, what might happen if you took just 30 seconds to genuinely validate a colleague's concern? Maybe saying something like, okay, it sounds like you have some serious reservations about this timeline. How might that simple act change the whole dynamic? Could it make them more open to hearing your solution afterwards?
Interesting question.
Yeah, just something to consider. The impact of leading with the heart, even when the stakes are high, even in the boardroom.